Hello out there, everybody. Manny here at Area 503. And I hope you all have been well since our last video.
Today I want to talk to you a little bit about Ohmuamua. Computer, what can you tell us about Ohmuamua?
Formally designated 1I 2017 U1, Ohmuamuah was discovered in 2017 and has been identified as the first known interstellar visitor. The orbital path and speed of Ohmuamuah were used to determine that the object originated somewhere in the Vega star system. Telescopic readings of Ohmuamuah showed it to be a cigar-shaped object approximately 3,000 feet or 1,000 meters in length. Ohmuamuah's trajectory was altered after it passed by our Sun. Scientists concluded this was caused by the Yarkovsky effect.
So Ohmuamua was discovered back in 2017, and it definitely came from outside of our solar system. Quite a few people, myself included, thought it might even be an alien ship of some kind, or a probe, possibly. And I was extremely fascinated by Ohmuamua, as you can imagine. But I was a little surprised to see the name pop up again recently in the last few weeks in the mainstream media. I started seeing articles that mentioned that a Harvard professor believed that Ohmuamua was alien. Well, you know I had to check that out. Let's take a look.
This is the very first object that we have detected from outside the solar system that entered the solar system and passed near the Earth.
Harvard University Astronomy Department Chair Avi Loeb also serves as director of the Institute for Theory and Computation, the founding director of the Black Hole Initiative, and the chairs of both the Breakthrough Starshot Advisory Committee and the National Academy's Board of Physics and Astronomy. Next week, a paper he co-authored appears in the Astrophysical Journal Letters, providing one, he would say the first, scientific explanation for a mysterious something now named Ohmuamua that passed by Earth on its journey from another solar system a year ago.
It happened to be very weird.
Weird first because of its shape, either very long or very flat, based upon the sunlight reflected from it. But most peculiarly, Ohmuamua appeared to accelerate.
We see such an additional force in comets, and that's due to the evaporation of ice on the surface of the comet.
But Ohmuamua displayed no cometary tail or change in its rotation, leaving the source of the push and the identity of the object not only a mystery, but one without seemingly any credible explanations, until Loeb's paper, which hypothesizes sunlight provided the extra push.
And for that to be effective, the object needs to be very thin, less than a millimeter in thickness. Sort of like a sail that is being pushed by the light from the sun.
What Loeb is suggesting is that some other living being not from this solar system created that light sail, which we Earthlings also aspire to build, and Ohmuamua represents not a piece of space rock, but a highly technologically advanced probe from some alien civilization.
I haven't seen any other compelling possibility at the moment.
Based on probability alone, Loeb thinks it likely that intelligent and technologically advanced alien life exists in our galaxy. He also suggested some of those civilizations may now be extinct, potentially offering some lessons in how we might and how we might not treat our own planet.
The ultimate question yet unanswered, are we alone in the universe? A Harvard astronomer theorizes it's possible we are not.
I watched several of these interviews and they all seemed to be about the same. And all of the print articles that I read were pretty much identical as well. In all of the articles and interviews, Mr. Loeb is saying the same exact thing that he said back in December of 2017 after Ohmuamua was officially discovered. Mr. Loeb is implying that Ohmuamua is a solar sail. Computer, what exactly is a solar sail?
A solar sail is a method of spacecraft propulsion that uses radiation pressure exerted by sunlight on light mirrors. There have been numerous test missions for these propulsion systems since the 1980s. The technology was successfully implemented in a 2010 mission by JAXA called IKAROS.
So yeah, the solar sail is not exactly a new concept. It's been around for quite some time. There was a great rendition of one in Tron Legacy, along with a pretty amazing Daft Punk soundtrack. Now, what Mr. Loeb is talking about is some form of an alien probe or spaceship that's very, very small, but has a very large sail attached to the back of it that can collect solar radiation just enough to alter its trajectory. It's a viable concept, and in fact, there are some nanocube satellites that people are proposing to use this technology in order to propel these things out of our solar system and beyond. So it's not that far-fetched of an idea. But the truth is, Mr. Loeb has been trying to push this idea for years.
Hello, I'm Avi Loeb.
Early on in his career, Mr. Loeb proposed the idea that fast radio bursts were emanating from alien spacecraft with solar sails. Now, this was way before anyone even heard the name or thought of Ohmuamua. But Mr. Loeb was pushing the idea that these fast radio bursts could only be coming from solar sail-powered UFOs. So originally, Mr. Loeb was saying that FRBs are the evidence of solar sails. Now he's saying that Ohmuamua changing direction is the evidence of solar sails. You know, I want to agree with you and I want to believe you, Mr. Loeb. However, the evidence just doesn't prove it. And the truth is, I'm not a super big fan of the Yarkovsky effect being an explanation for Ohmuamua's altered trajectory as it left our solar system. But still, something's not right here. It seems like Mr. Loeb is just way too eager to find evidence of a solar sail out there somewhere, and he has been for years. And that makes me wonder, why all of a sudden re-interest in Ohmuamua and Mr. Loeb's opinion on it? It almost seems like it's some kind of massive marketing campaign. That makes me wonder. Computer, scan the news for Mr. Avi Loeb and see if there's any news not directly related to Ohmuamua.
Yes, Manny. Scanning. Eliminating Ohmuamua data. On January 26, 2021, Avi Loeb published a non-fiction book titled Extraterrestrial. The book reached number 7 on the New York Times bestsellers list.
What? Avi, are you kidding me? So January 26, you put out a book, and then you go on all these talk shows and get these interviews, and it shoots up to number 7 on the bestseller list. Well, I'm disappointed. Really? What a waste of time. I mean, all this clamor about Ohmuamua being an alien ship and there's new evidence, and it's all a bunch of hogwash. The guy's just trying to boost sales for his book, and apparently it's succeeded. I'm getting really sick and tired of people using ufology as a selling point for their product, or their platform, or their agenda. Leave us alone. There's serious people here who are trying to answer some serious questions. And it's hard enough without people intentionally muddying up the water just to make a buck. Anyways, enough about Avi Loeb and his book. You know, I think we've given that guy enough publicity for free. Instead, I think I'm going to have a little Throwback Thursday, and we'll take a look at episode 1 that I did on Ohmuamua. Go back with me on a journey through time to episode 1 that started it all with Area 503, Ohmuamua.
Hello out there, everyone. This is Manny at Area 503, and today I'd like to talk to you about Ohmuamua. Officially designated Object 1L 2017 U1, Ohmuamua was discovered on October 19, 2017 by Robert J. Weirk at University of Hawaii. Now, one of the most unsettling facts about this whole thing is just how close this asteroid, comet, whatever, came to hitting our Earth. Oh, and did I mention that it has origins from outside of our solar system? We will talk more about that later. Here is our solar system. And here is Ohmuamua. This thing got pretty dang close to us. 0.276 AU, which is about 25.6 million miles, or roughly 100 times the distance to the moon. Now that is disturbingly close for an object that was undetected until 40 days after it had passed by our planet. By studying Ohmuamuah's unique trajectory, scientists have concluded that Ohmuamua originated from the Vega region of the Mira constellation. That makes Ohmuamua our first interstellar traveler. Now, since size does matter, let's talk about how big Ohmuamua actually is. It's about 400 feet long. So that's the size of a skyscraper or an aircraft carrier. And to me, that makes it even more alarming that this thing was allegedly not detected until after it had passed by our planet. Let's take a look at that clip one more time. Now pump the brakes a second there. That little maneuver that just happened is called a gravity assist or a slingshot. Astronauts and scientists have been using that tactic for literally decades to get past objects and to use the gravitational force of a celestial body to gain momentum or to alter course. And there he goes on out of our solar system. So long, little buddy. Well, this dang thing just keeps getting stranger and stranger. Instead of following its expected trajectory out of the solar system, Ohmuamua has diverged by about 25,000 miles on its exit from our solar system. Well, there you have it, folks. Everything that I have on Ohmuamua. I just don't know what to make of this thing. Tell me what you guys think in the comments box below. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, go ahead and do so by clicking on the button below. Until next time, this is Manny at Area 503, wishing you all the best.
Man, I sure have grown a lot since then, huh? It's cool to go back and watch the old stuff, though. Keeps you humble and takes you back to your roots. Some things will never change. I really can't tell you if Ohmuamua was an alien spacecraft or not. In my gut, I think it was just a meteorite, but we'll never really know because it's left our solar system and it's never coming back. But the truth is, there will be other interstellar visitors, and we can document and investigate those. We've already had at least one other, 2I Borisov, and if we saw 2 of these things in just 2 short years, well, that tells me that these things are happening all the time. We just didn't notice it. But guess what? Now we have. And if you've been following my science and tech updates, then you know that we're looking out for these things with projects like the NEO-SM. So stay tuned, because I think the next time one of these things come around, we might get a little bit more information about it. That is, if the powers that be decide to tell us.
So while we all went about our lives yesterday, we came very close to a catastrophic event here on planet Earth, and we didn't know about it. It turns out we just missed getting hit by an asteroid, a piece of solid rock, roughly the size of a 10-story building.
Well, guys, for now, that's all I got on Ohmuamua. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. And if you haven't gotten a chance, subscribe to the channel. It's good for the cosmic balance in the universe. Help a little guy out.
As always, this has been Manny at Area 503. And I wish you all the best until we meet again. And
and I am out of here to continue my search for universal truth. Along with a kickin' Das Boot soundtrack. Oh, sorry, not Das Boot. Das Boot! Ja, mach schnell, dive. No, it was Daft Punk.